Hope you guys can see me. What's up, team? Nsima the Centaur Inyang here. So today, let's go over my workout and the things that I did. I ended up doing some stiff leg deadlift warm-ups, but the stiff leg deadlift wasn't the focus of today's workout. I did conventional deadlifts, which we are going to come back to. I did front squats for a 3x4 at 325 pounds. Very, very, very happy with the front squats because the whole big theme of everything I do in training is making sure that I keep a great position in every segment of the movement. And that happens today in the front squat. And then lastly, I did some weighted pull-ups, 25 pounds, around 40 reps, broke it up into sets of 7s and 8s. Now, let's go back to conventional deadlift. Now, this is a movement that over my years of training, I really didn't focus on. I did a lot of rows, I did a lot of sumos, but the conventional deadlift was something I didn't like because I found that I would get a lot of lower back tightness and a little bit of pain from time to time. I realize now that back in the past, that was because of my mechanics for the deadlift, and I just wasn't pulling it in an efficient manner. But now, since I'm very used to utilizing hip drive, it's a movement that I want to work on. Mark Bell challenged me by the end of December to try and pull a 700-pound conventional deadlift because if I'm able to pull 755 pounds in sumo, he said that potentially if I did the conventional deadlift, it would get rid of a lot of holes that I may have in those two types of movements, conventional and sumo deadlift. So the main goal for me today was trying to find out what weight can I work with, all right, that I don't end up losing position with, that I keep integrity in terms of the positions that I get into. So I worked up to a 600-pound single, which I am fairly happy about, but the main thing I was looking for when I was watching all the footage of my deadlift was keeping hip position wherever I set it. So like I talked about in the last video with the positions and pause work and why it's beneficial, a lot of people, even in the conventional deadlift, will get into a rush mode where they're trying to rip the bar off the ground as fast as possible. But what happens is when they rip the bar off the ground, they pull, their hips lose position, they'll end up doing like a stiff-legged cat back deadlift. It'll look like absolute shit. The goal today was obviously try to get the bar off the ground, but the number one goal in the whole movement was to try and keep positional integrity, meaning that I wanted wherever I set my hips at the start of the movement, my hips would stay there and I would drive forward. So it actually went really, really well. The 600-pound pull didn't look too bad. I had a slight amount of thoracic rounding, which is your middle back. That rounded a little bit, but it wasn't anything dangerous and it wasn't anything that should really be a problem. So moving forward, I'm going to be utilizing the conventional deadlift first on these Tuesdays, and then after that I'll be doing a little bit of stiff leg deadlifts, front squats, and weighted pull-ups. But the goal is going to be to try to get a 700-pound conventional deadlift by the end of December, which I think is very, very possible because of the way I sumo. And the conventional deadlift may get rid of any holes that I would have working sumo. So we're still going to be working sumo on another day of the week, but Tuesdays are going to be meant to conventional deadlift, holding position, getting rid of a little bit of thoracic rounding, and improving that movement, fighting for position. The whole theme of this training cycle, fighting for position, and honestly the whole theme of training, the whole theme that training should be like is keeping and fighting for position. I'll talk about that in another video though. This is Nsima the Centaur Inyang from Break the Bar, Be an Anomaly. If you have any questions, comment down below and let me know, and I will talk to all of you very, very soon.